All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope everyone is staying warm and dry today. We got a little sleet and snow here in Atlanta area in Georgia, which is a rarity. So it's kind of neat. Looks like it's all about gone now, though. So hopefully we won't have any issues tomorrow. All right. So let's get started here on the SPY for the week. First, let me touch base quick on my swing setups that we've been following this month. It's obviously it's the 16th. The month's halfway over, and the swings have not performed like I was hoping they would at the beginning of the year. So I think I'm going to switch gears here and just move into day trading scalping for the time being until we can see a little more friendly swing environment. I think we'll look at it real quick. I just want to show you guys. Wrong one. Here we go. So the plays I've been watching, maybe like the travel. As you can see, Norwegian, it's not playing out. It did get above our trigger, but pulled right back. That's how many of them have played out so far. I won't go through all of them, but this is an example of it's just the swings aren't playing out, and it's the middle of the month. Highly unlikely that we're going to, by the end of the month, reach our target. So, I mean, it still could be valid if it gets over our target, but or over our entry, but highly unlikely. So that's one reason why I'm abandoning it. And then there was only two, BA, which performed well, and also Merrick, which performed well in these, but that's the only two. So with that being said, we're going to switch gears here and move more into scalping and day trading till further notice, or until we get a much better swing environment. All right, let's go over the SPY. So currently we're sitting at a two down reversal. SPY closed green for the day on Friday, just below that 465 level. And another reason that I don't think it's a good swing environment is we're kind of stuck in this little area here between 460 and 470. So basically, scalps and day trading is much less riskier than any kind of a long-term swing at this time. So basically, to get back into swings, or at least get back into long positions, we need to see the SPY maintain above 470. As you can see, my two EMAs here, the 8 and the 21. We need to get back over that and maintain above those levels, which, as we all know, 470 is a real big resistance area for SPY. So with that said, again, day trading and scalps are on the agenda. QQQs, kind of the same situation with the Qs. It is a 2 down 2, a 2-2 reversal, so it looks promising the same way as SPY finished green. So I am optimistic for bullish plays this week, just depending on how the SPY and the Qs play out. I'm not expecting it to get over 390 in this next week, be great, but there should be some plays if we can get above the 8 and the 21 EMAs this week. So just keep an eye on that. Whenever you are in a play or in a day trade or a scalp, watch as the cues get close to these EMAs here, and be careful and watch for reversals. Just keep that in mind. All right. So my first chart I want to look at here is Apple. All right, line this up. Let's see a little better here. So Apple is sitting at a 2-2 reversal. Looking for Apple to regain these EMAs and watching for an entry at that 174.50 for a day trade. You could see a little resistance around that 175, 176 area. But here are my two. Those are my two targets right there that I'm looking to take for Apple. Moving on, Microsoft. Microsoft, kind of the same thing, a 2-2 reversal. Looking for an entry at that 311 and then take profit around the 315, right at that EMA. Just looking for something quick, guys. I'm not trying to forecast anything further out than a day or even a scalp. So these came up on my scans this week. High probability plays. All right, moving on. If you guys got any questions, just jump in or throw them in the general chat. All right, AMD. Another situation with a 3-2 reversal. Looking for an entry at that 137.25, just above that 8 EMA. And looking for a price target at 139.80, just right below that 21 EMA. I've got a few semis on here. I'm expecting, again, I'll throw up a chart of the or a picture of the earnings that are happening this week as well. A lot of the semis are coming up. I don't think there's any this week, but they're everything's getting back into earnings season. So I'm looking for these. Let me go back to AMD. So I'm looking for a run up to earnings here. See if we can get above that 21 EMA. We'll look to play this all week if it continues to go up toward earnings. That's my goal. NVIDIA, same thing. Let's see, its earnings are out a little bit. That's the middle of February, so we're a month away for earnings on NVIDIA, but it's the similar setup. 2-2 reversal. Entry at the 271.97. And as you can see, my price targets are set on the 8 and the 21 EMAs. Marvel. Again, another 2-2 reversal. I'm looking for an entry right above that 21 EMA. And again, there's my price targets there, 86.65 and 87.42 for Marvel. I don't want to do an early entry before we clear those EMAs because it could easily reverse on you. It's got to get through those those moving averages, guys, before we take an entry. On semiconductor, same thing. If you look, a lot of the semis are looking very similar. So I'm hoping we can get some good action this week. Again, their earnings are on February the 4th, so a lot of semis or earnings are coming out very near each other, and hopefully we can get some run-ups the next couple of weeks on the semis, especially since TSM had a very good earnings. That should hopefully give us a little insight to the other semiconductors. They should have good earnings as well, as long as we don't get any bad news. But again, the same. Get over that those two EMAs. Entry there at 66.50. Price target is 68.20. All right, Boeing. Boeing, I've been watching all month. I had an entry here. Got a pretty good gain on that. It's presented itself another entry if you haven't played Boeing this month. A nice inside on Friday, and Boeing has cleared, let's see, I believe the 50% mark on the monthly. Let's go look at the monthly quick. That previous, pop that back in there. Yeah, it easily cleared it. So I mean, we're almost at our monthly target, and I believe it's a good chance Bowen's going to hit it, bearing any bad news. I see Bowen easily hitting the top of this broadening formation. There's a little resistance in this area right here as far as the price action. So this one's high on my watch list for this week. Entry at 227, target's 234, or take profit at 234. There's one that came up on my scans. I don't normally play, but I liked the way the daily looked. Just recently came off a double inside day, closed above the two EMAs, so I like, and it put in an outside engulfing candle on Friday. Took both sides out, so we probably got some shorts trapped here. So I believe we get back over this first inside, we could see a run. Entry at 65.50, and my two profit targets are 66.26 and 67.86. All right, last one I'm watching short term is Tripadvisor. Actually, Cap found this one, brought it to my attention, so I thought I'd throw it in the list because it does have another good setup. It also came off a double inside day as well, and closed above my two EMAs. So I'm looking for this one. Depending on how the price action is tomorrow, if it just blows through this 29.20, then not tomorrow, but you guys know it's the holiday tomorrow. The markets are closed tomorrow. That 29.64 will be my entry, but I'm looking to maybe get in this one earlier before, because I got a feeling that might miss some of the action, but we'll see. You see, it struggled to get these last 3 days. It struggled to get over that 29.64. So more than likely, I'll wait for it to test that before I take a position. But again, here are my targets here, the 31.10 and the 34. And I chose those from the weekly. The 21 EMA here. And the monthly, I believe, is the other one. Maybe not. Did I choose them both off the monthly? Or the weekly? I choose that one. What was I looking at? So there's a little gap here. Maybe that's it. There is a small gap to fill here, but that doesn't. Oh well. Not exactly sure why I chose that 34. There was a reason, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, again, there is a gap. Let's see. Where is that? There is a gap fill starting right there as well. So we got, actually, let's just get rid of that one. I like those better. All right. So yeah, I do like Trip a lot. Of course, it's a travel play. Travel's been kind of hit or miss so far this year. But we'll see if this one can turn around. Maybe it'll. Maybe we can get travel swings back on in the near future. I sure hope so. I sure miss playing swings. I'm much more comfortable doing that. All right, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell for what I'm watching this week, guys. One other thing I was going to do is just do a quick demonstration of some intraday scalping. Let me pull back up to Apple here. I'm just going to look at Apple. Let's see. Let's pull up the 5-minute. So let's look at Friday, guys. Let's make this a little wider here so we can see. Get a little bit of the pre-market in. All right. So this is the 5-minute chart for Friday. Apple. Excuse me. So when I'm looking for intraday, I rarely play or take any positions in the first 15 minutes. So I will watch and see how the first 15 minutes go, and I'll judge from there. So as you can see on Apple shot right off on that first candle. And if you'd have jumped in that, unless you did a quick scalp, you would have got burnt, more than likely, unless you just held that first 5 minutes. But as you can see, Apple did take off after that first 15. Another thing I like to do, I'll do it here, is I'll do the 15-minute range and kind of use that as a guide with scalping as well. So basically what I'm looking for are reversals off 3 twos or 2 twos, inside candle breaks, stuff like that for intraday. And I also look for when my two moving averages cross as well for entries as well. So you can see here as we're following, I would have possibly taken this one here after the 15. Once it broke the inside on that one bar, probably would have taken that for a quick scalp. Again, another inside. If it had broke that, might have tried that one for another quick scalp as well. But you can see it would have reversed right there pretty quick. You had to be fast. As you can see, if you look for the whole day, I mean, Apple pretty much almost traded within that first 15 minutes. So it would have been very difficult. You would have had to been fast to secure profits intraday on Apple. But again, if you look, let's see, here's a two up, two down, where it reversed. Could have followed that down and got a quick scalp. Right here, had a two up that reversed. And also you had an EMA cross. That would have been a good play there to all the way down. And again, here is another two down reversal. Could have played that one all the way back up. Till you hit the top of that orb. You see how that would have been probably, if you see it, having a hard time breaking out of that orb there. So you could have took your from that bottom of the orb all the way to the top. Would have been a nice scalp. And again, once it broke this inside to the down, you could have entered here from that inside bar, and you could have followed it all the way back down to the bottom of that orb again. And also what you can do is if it tracks the 8-day moving average as well, if it stays below it, that's a good indication to stay in the trade. It's not reversing on you. You could have, like, again, see how it had a hard time going any further out of that orb. So any one of these candles here would have been a good time to take your profit. As you see from this two down and it's reversing, that it's a good chance once it crosses that orb, that 8 EMA, it's reversing again. So, and again, you could have had another little scalp there and rode that up as well once it reversed and got back above that 8 EMA. And then after that, it kind of just chopped. Wouldn't have been much of any plays right here. You might have could have got a quick scalp in at the end of the day, but I probably would have been finished after this play right here. Once it got into this choppy area in the afternoon. So could have had two, at least one, two, possibly three good scalps if you played the orb. I don't know if you guys follow Squeezy on Twitter, but he has a good opening range breakout strategy that I would recommend to check out. He sets his up very similar to this, and he just plays either inside the orb or when it makes a break of the orb. See, like he would have taken that play there to go up, or you can play inside from top to bottom as well. Let's see. Other than that, guys, just not really not a lot of good setups this week. So we'll see with it being a holiday. Mainly going to be watching the semis this week, see how they perform. Depends a lot on QQQ. back up again. We really need the Qs. We really need to see the Qs back over 390 and maintain that for any long-term bull plays, I believe. Get back into the top of this broadening range here. But again, as you can see, we could have some resistance here in the Q, so that's going to keep a close watch on that for any of the semi plays. Watch the Qs and watch SPY, see how they react. I'm not sure if we've got anything going on this week that would affect the market. Probably do another look tomorrow, see what kind of news we're expecting. And other than that, that's about all I got, guys. No one has any questions. Looks like loosely, you're the only one here. Appreciate you coming on, bud. You got any questions or a chart request? Alrighty. Well, I hope all of you have a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Please be safe if you're traveling in this bad weather. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.